Am I insane? Am I just seeing a procession of giants in the clouds floating past the window, as described by Graham K. Griffiths in his introductory chapter to his book, Behold Jerusalem? I don't think so. I have to thank Paul Cook for opening my eyes and starting my journey into this vast, man-made landscape around us. In his video, he shows us the evidence that the Kent coastline, namely the White Cliffs of Dover, were constructed or man-made. This then led me into thinking, before you construct anything, you must surely have a plan, a final vision, or a blueprint of what it is you want to build. And if there were such a grand design, then we must surely be able to identify it with our ability to visualize or map far larger areas and even see the land's elevation along with computerized 3D modeling tools. However, before you can appreciate what I found, you may have to change your thinking and reject all notions of what we have been taught about the landscape around us. And as in my statement on my Starfort series, I'm making these videos to change the way you think because almost everything you have been taught was designed to program you to stop thinking critically and accept everything you are told as truth without question. After a brief investigation, as documented in my Designer Coastlines video, where I showed that I felt some countries in Europe and the rest of the world appeared also to have been by design, I was then contacted by Darren Cole, a subscriber to my channel, and shown Graham K. Griffiths' book that prompted me to publish it in full and uncensored. Although I do not agree with some of his conclusions, as he comes to terms and tries to reconcile his discovery and his religious beliefs, you must also understand his real fear of global warming and climate change was his driving force to publish his book. But in his final chapter, he finally opens his thinking to the possibility of all of that just being a psychological attack to change or curb our thinking. I do have to wonder what he would have made of the events of 2020. If you have not yet watched Behold Jerusalem playlist, I would also ask you to understand that if we look to the finger of the man who points to the heavens, then we will surely miss the beauty and splendor of the heavenly glory he is showing us. So what did Graham reveal to us? Well, the evidence is clear and now confirms that Paul Cook was indeed correct. The coastline of Dover is 100% man-made. In fact, every inch of coastline from Middlesbrough to Dover to Land's End and back up to Carlisle, or basically every inch of coastline south of Hadrian's Wall and even Northern Ireland, is man-made. And you will not believe the pictures graphically illustrated in the landscape, probably even in glorious Technicolor 2 when it was first done. In fact, not just the coastline, but the whole of the countryside in between. Maybe this was a walled garden, even possibly the original Garden of Eden, an annex of Scotland's own Edinburgh. And what's more, the naming of towns, castles, hills, lakes, rivers, and other landscape features often reflect the fact that the pictures in the landscape were all known about. Even the roads and field boundaries, as well as the rivers and valleys, follow the countryside artwork and help to define what has been underfoot for centuries, if not millennia. These artworks in the landscape will, to quote both Paul and Graham, literally blow your socks off. But more than that, once you truly appreciate their size, they become mind-blowing. At the end of our last road trip, which I will be documenting soon, in my Tour of Albion playlist, I took time out to visit just one of the many sites mentioned in Graham's book, and the one thing I took away from the visit was the sense of scale. So big was the area that I actually failed on this occasion to achieve my final goal, partly because I was unprepared for the scale and partly because of the weather. I will reveal this location and some images that will hopefully be able to convey its size and scale in my upcoming videos in my Tour of Albion playlist. But in the meantime, here is a glimpse of what Graham revealed. However, don't take this as an excuse not to watch and listen to Behold Jerusalem, as Graham reveals the links to many worldwide myths, the Bible, and many works of fiction or fact, especially the Grail quests and King Arthur's stories. And there you go. Please like, subscribe, and share my videos. Thanks.